Hey cats and kids, Captain Zorikh here, and I am here, as you can see by this display, How to Train Your Dragon, which I accidentally called How I Met My Dragon the other day. But in any event, awesome film. Thank you to Paramount for giving us the passes to come to this with Gladiators NYC. Now, for a little review, here we see Toothless the Dragon, so no spoiler on who the dragon that's supposed to be the sympathetic character is. It's a redemption story, and I love redemption stories, especially when there's comedy in the beginning to help you develop a sympathetic relationship for the main character who needs redemption. It's much like another movie, The Littlest Viking, which is from the early 80s, I believe. Not American, I believe it's made in Sweden or Norway or something like that. It's about a young Viking who really doesn't feel the whole Viking thing, only in this case the whole Viking thing is slaying dragons. He'd rather be something more like a Leonardo da Vinci. He's inventing lots of clever contraptions and so forth. But when the time comes, and he's the son of the chieftain, which is kind of embarrassing for the chieftain of a tribe of dragons that was tribe of Vikings, I should say, that was recruited from tribes all over the world to go find the Viking nest so that they can slay all the dragons that have been raiding the Viking villages and so forth, apparently. I gotta admit, however, that I was on the line to get my popcorn and soda before the movie. That lasted a little long, so I missed a few minutes at the beginning and came in the middle of the when the Vikings were attempting to capture a dragon that was raiding the village. And it was really dark and I didn't want to trip over people's feet. But I did get to my seat during the next scene. And the young boy goes out to, hunt down, whatever he could, and he finds the dragon, and he can't stand to kill the dragon because the dragon just seems about as terrified of him as he was of it. And next thing you know, scene after scene, they develop a little friendship, but he's got to keep it secret because he's supposed to be in training to kill dragons. But he learns a little bit about dragons from his friendship with this dragon. He uses his Leonardo da Vinci skills to figure out ways to help the dragon fly again. And because they did this, because they got along, they actually figure out a way to, well, I don't want to spoil the movie for you. Let's just say that he proves his worth, and the worth is not in killing dragons, but in working with dragons, because there's always a bigger dragon. Now, special effects, man. If you thought that Dragonheart, if you're like me and you've seen Dragonheart more than once, which is required viewing of all medieval movie viewing fans and dragon fans, they've gotten even better with the digital thing. In Dragonheart, you can see a couple of moments where you got that, what I call the Scooby-Doo slip, where something that's digitally produced doesn't quite line up and stick where it should stick to something that's real. That's why they used puppetry for some shots and digital for others, but I'm pretty convinced that all of this was digital and it worked. I'm actually not completely unconvinced that there wasn't any digital with the human actors and what they were wearing. I'm pretty convinced there was just a little bit of that. But it all worked. It all worked. Yes, the dragon scene at the end. Oh, there's some people that want to take pictures of the display. You want me in the display? Because you can stand right in it, and it'll look like you're riding the dragon. Here, you can hold the sword.
Sure. And
I'll stand over here, and it looks like we're both riding this dragon. Yay, we're riding the dragon! You got the sword! You can kill the other, you can kill the dragon! Oh! Hey, we're riding the dragon! Go, slay the bad dragons! Oh, watch out, don't hit me!
Thank you so much.
My pleasure, my pleasure. Gladiators NYC, look us up. Yep, full contact medieval armored combat in New York City. Just find us on Instagram, Facebook, or our own website, gladiators.nyc. All right, so where was I? Yes, as dragon flying scenes go, these beat them all, because there was something involving fog and something involving clouds. And the old when the first Superman came out with Christopher Reeve, the tagline was, "You'll believe a man can fly." All right, when you watch this movie, you'll believe a dragon can fly. He's got a little injury, and the hero, his name is Hiccup, right? He uses his Leonardo da Vinci skills to help resolve that injury so that the dragon can fly. All right, that's one of the brilliant. That's how they start having a relationship together. And also, there's a scene of eating sushi without rice, but that's another story. I really can't say much more about it right now without thinking more about it. I'm just going to say this is a definite go see it movie. Yes, it's based on a children's book. Yes, the characters are young adults. They're about 14, 15, I'm going to guess. Yeah, there's a team of young dragon slayer, young up-and-coming dragon slayers in training. They've got a nice mix. They've got the thinks he's badass kid who never really gets a chance to be badass. There's the hot chick who has got all the skills with a Z. There's the twins, one of whom is a tall, skinny man who looks like the son of Bruce Spence, and a plus-sized girl, a tall, skinny boy and a plus-sized girl. Like I said, they're like 15, 16. And then there's the fat boy who reads all the books, and he's able to identify all the dragons and know what their powers are and what their strengths are and what their weaknesses are and that sort of thing. And they all, in the end, work together to their strengths. There's a great scene at the end where, okay, I'm spoiling it a little bit. They all wind up riding dragons, but they all have to hang on to the dragon in some manner, and one of them is hanging on to the dragon's horns, and they're just in the perfect shape for the handlebars of a chopper. That's it. There's only it's 3 seconds. Blink and you'll miss it, but it's a nice little thing to notice when you watch it. So yeah, moral lessons just because you're not the biggest, strongest, and meanest doesn't mean you're the most worthless. If you're smart and can come up with clever ideas, you can be a very worthy part of the team. In fact, you can be the difference between victory and defeat for your team if you got a good brain, and if you know how to work with people, and if you can make friends. So these are all valuable lessons for the young people who are watching it. And, there's not a single dirty word in it. So, I mean, it may be PG-13 or whatever, or maybe it's just PG. It should be PG. Maybe in the 70s it might have even passed for G. Like the original, Planet of the Apes movies were all G's, because that G just meant everybody could see it and not that it was made for kids. So yeah, the costumes for the Vikings were fantasy-oriented Vikings. The only things that looked historically authentic were some of the helmets, if you took off the horns, and the shields. Shields spot on, center grip with the metal boss in the middle and everything else. Even the paint job on the shields were good. The banners that showed artistic representations of dragons were faithful representations of Viking art, the kind of knotwork that they had in representing animals like dragons. Spot on. The rest, it was like the fantasy armor that you expect: big, broad belts, lots of fur, lots of leather, vambraces on the forearms, that sort of thing. Not a spot of hardly any metal at all. Everyone was using an axe, all kinds of axes. The famous double-bladed axe, that you see in the Conan movies and stuff. Almost nobody had it. No, there were swords. There was a couple of really nice knives too, for those of you who are into blades and that sort of thing. We'll show you what else. But the point is that the production value of the whole thing, very high. I totally believed the environment from the get-go. Even though the armor was fantasy, I believed it. I believed that they were wearing it. I believed it belonged on these people, and that's a difficult thing to do when your armor is not wholly based on reality. But I believed it. I bought into it. It's a very buy-into-able movie. There is a little puppy love romance that happens that pays off. I mean, it's not a romance, but there is a satisfactory resolution to some slight tension going on between two particular characters, and when it pays off, the whole crowd cheered. It was really a sweet moment. Okay, so the audience really bought into it, and they all cheered loudly at the end. And yeah, definitely it's a go see it movie. Can't think of a single flaw worth mentioning as a flaw in this whole movie. So yeah, we're gonna close out on that because I gotta go home and get some sleep because I got another big day of work and stuff trying to start a new career for myself. But hey, you know, and I've got a couple of pictures of myself with some of the people here. So if you're watching now, you're looking at those. If you're watching YouTube now, you're looking at those pictures right now. So this cuirass, this coat of plates, actually, I did fight in the first Battle of the Nations that I went to, and I have to say, not satisfactory. There are gaps between the plates. The steel itself is so thin that it got folded up like a taco shell. The plates here fell out of their rivets and down into the bottom, and so they're rattling around in there. And the seams got all torn off. So I don't recommend this armor for anyone who's doing anything more with any greater degree of danger than a boffer LARP. Let's see, but this gambeson underneath, you can see it's got some wear and tear, but it's still holding up. This was from Medieval Enterprises, I believe. Historic Enterprises, whatever. I can't look at the tag in the back, but this was the first of this design that came out, and this was their test model, and it's still holding up. And I got it in like 2006 or thereabouts. You know, there are other companies that are copying it, or you know, and they look exactly like it on their website, but it's not as well made as this. So that's all I need to talk about now. Now I really am going to go home. So I love you all. Thank you for watching. Captain Zorikh at preview screening of how to teach your dragon. Right. How I met my dragon. Right. So there we go. Thank you for watching, tuning in, Adam. If you scroll back, you'll see my review, first draft, of how to train your dragon, which was on preview tonight and will be opening in a couple of weeks. Love you all now. Captain Zorikh is live from 42nd Street. There's It's Sugar, there's the AMC, there's the Applebee's, and over there's the Dave & Buster's I used to work at. Captain Zorikh is coming at you.